Howdy, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Patch Notes Parenting Podcast. Howdy. Uh, we, we're trying to, be really serious. We're bringing the very serious tone tonight. For today, I'm the host. My name is Astra. I'm Twitch partner, mom of three, and professional loot goblin. I forgot my bio. I feel like it changes every single time. Tonight I have Ebox and Cassie, and we're Western tonight. Ebox, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Ebox, and I am a Twitch affiliate, husband, and father of three, and aggressively mediocre at video games and figuring out how to live life. There's a lot going on. Throw it over to Cassie, who was doing the hoedown earlier.
I know.
Joe in my brain. That's what we danced to it recently. I'm Cassie. Proof that you can be a gamer, an athlete, a business owner, and still lose arguments to a 3-year-old.
It's okay. Sometimes you win. Sometimes. A little bit. Maybe. We have a couple of life updates, things that we wanted to chat about. We're losing the hats.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fair. Mine is very small, so I don't have the problem.
And I'm bald, so my head's cold if I don't wear a hat. So.
Wait, you're bald?
What?
Yep.
What? I know what you mean. Also, if people are listening and not watching, they're absolutely missing out on the Jesse and Woody hat situation.
Yeah, Cassie had a Buzz helmet on.
Almost. Tonight we wanted to talk about a couple of things. We were going to talk about projects, life updates, all the things. And then we wanted to talk about voiping in games and kind of the pros and cons and how it's kind of evolved, and also parenting in public and kind of the couple things about that. So starting us off, Cassie, did you want to talk about any of your house updates? Because we all know you just moved into a new home. Trying to talk about any projects you've been working on, and then your adventure the last week. Well, it's been a couple months of pure chaos and fun, but yeah.
Apparently the newest update.
I gotta fix this, or it's gonna drive me crazy. I'll be right back.
Ghost in my house because my cat is right here. I'm looking off into the distance. So there's a ghost apparently somewhere. Just chill.
Well,
this is my good old buddy, old pal. See?
Oh my gosh! She's like, Mom, you're poking him.
House is good. Got all moved in. Slowly working on the whole house as a project. I just learned that the electrical is really fun. There's outlets that don't work at all. And I keep losing outlets now, and now my microwave doesn't work. So.
Oh no!
Like the outlets are running away from you. You're losing them.
Literally, yeah. They're gone forever.
See ya.
No, we're goners.
Oh no!
Can't use me. I'm the gingerbread man. And then just like organizing, getting Bryce's stuff all done. She has a playroom and her own bedroom, so I just ordered a bookcase and a toy bin like to organize all of her toys, because she has an absurd amount of shit.
Yeah.
To put it lightly.
Yep.
She's 3. All the things that she plays with takes up like an entire room.
Yeah.
Whereas my children's now is on a phone. Or
her bed. So in her room and then her toy room, there's a little bench that she can sit on. And I won't put any of her stuff in there because I'm worried that the bench will. Like,
it's heavy.
Hit her. It's heavy.
Yeah. It's like solid. It's a big piece of wood. If it falls, it would hurt.
Yeah. So I've been putting like blankets and stuff in there, and then I think I'm gonna order like a cushion for her. But all of her stuffed animals go line across it. Excuse me.
Cat
ma'am.
butt in your face.
other stuffed animals lie in it. And then the other night, when I put her to bed, she grabbed all of them. And there's probably 20. And they were all in her bed. And she was like, well, I just needed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Of course.
She did.
Yeah, she did. Is this going to be a problem?
No. You just need to scratch her and give her love. And also give her your drink.
The cat has been in and out of the camera like a few times.
Just a couple
already.
times.
But that's about it. Like, as far as projects, I do need to... I started the yard. So I did all the... I did the fenced part of the yard. So I have a little like vinyl fence on one side of the front yard. So I pulled all the weeds. Yeah.
A lot of weeds.
Yeah.
And it's not cold in Utah right now.
No, I did it on the days that it was like randomly in the 80s. So,
that's so comfortable.
And then started there, and it's a work in progress. But I only have one working toilet.
Oh no!
The toilet leaked through the ceiling.
Oh,
in the master bedroom. Sorry, in the primary bedroom. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, they've changed the language. You shouldn't say that. I still call it master bedroom.
What else? I don't know. I just built a bunch of furniture. I finally have a kitchen table.
Nice.
And like a lot of like little accent tables, like.
Well, and all your shelves too. It looks nice.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
New.
Yeah.
And then I have a matching. So this table, and then there's a table like just on the other side, and my front door's right here. So please don't peek in. And then the kitchen table all match. You can't see me. Everything's closed. Always. I wouldn't come into my house. It wouldn't be good for you.
Uninvited, at least.
Uninvited, yes. Don't come in uninvited. It will be very bad. Yeah. And so I built them all. They all match. So it's really nice.
It's a very cool, like, rustic and...
fits.
Yeah, and it's so cozy.
And half of it in the living room.
It's a big couch, so yeah,
huge.
It would not fit in your.
That's gonna be
house.
Another project. I need to wash all the stuff after we moved. Still,
they did kind of scuff some of the cushions a little bit, but it's nice because your couch, like all the stuff, like unzips, so you can wash all the covers. It's very nice.
So it's been fun.
Yeah,
it's nice. Everybody seems happier. All the animals are happier. The dog's happier. Other than early in the morning, she likes to bark at everybody. So
well, she's saying hello. It's like you're having your cup of coffee. She's having her good morning barks. Bark, bark.
Bright and early at 7:30. It's great.
Wolf. Oh my gosh. Does she wake you up in your room barking?
No.
Or
just when she goes outside. So when I have Bryce, we get up pretty early, and then if I don't have her, I take full advantage of sleep.
Yes. Good. As you should.
Except for she did sleep really good last night.
Good.
She got like 9 hours. So.
Oh, me too. Awesome. I finally got more than like 4 hours of sleep. Yeah.
Miracle for you.
Yeah. I know.
So yeah.
Very cool. And then you were traveling.
I did travel. Well, kind of. It was still in the sedate. My little sister got married a few days ago. It'll be a week and a half when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
And I was a bridesmaid, and I officiated her wedding. And that was super scary up until I started officiating, and I was it was very fun. Got a lot of compliments about it, and it was great. I was very grateful that one of the bridesmaids tripped coming up the aisle, because it killed any nerves I had.
Yes.
And I love her for it, and she would kill me if she listened to this, and I said that, so.
Well, but it also, like, you read it to me a couple times, and Cassie is very, very good at being serious, but also being like dry sense of humor, and the speech. I don't know what you'd call it. Intro, opener.
I call it a speech. I don't know.
Speech was like a perfect blend of some small inside jokes, some very, very sweet advice, and like what the purpose of your you're getting married is, and made it very like, it was amazing. It was perfect. And
what marriage looks like, in my opinion.
True.
Yeah.
True. And it was beautiful. I loved it when you read it to me.
Yeah.
Very nice. What about you, E-Box? What have you been up to?
We made a little bit of progress on our dining room where we, I think I sent you both pictures of it, but the one night we were like trying to fill in some cracks and like just a chunk of our wall fell off. So like, I sent it to Cassie. I don't remember if I sent it to both of you.
No, she showed it to me.
Yeah.
Oh. Like, check this out.
Yeah.
And it's like, it starts out small and then it's this big old problem.
So our house is old. It was built in 1910 and like a lot of the walls are still plaster, but because the plaster's so
Showdown era.
old, almost, yeah. The plaster is like coming off the wall in some spots. So there was like this crack that was like, if we're painting, we're like, we should fix some of the imperfections as we're like going, because we're covering them up, And so I took like a razor blade to try to I read what to do, and it said to like make the crack a little bit bigger and then fill it in with the plaster stuff.
That's a lot of plaster.
It is
such a hard job to like get it right, smooth it out, like
sand it.
Well, that's where we stopped. We haven't sanded yet because sanding plaster is the bane of my existence. Well, I mean, I have asthma, so it's like doing that kind of work is actually pretty rough,
You
know?
Don't want to come sand 800
little thumbtack spots are fine. It's when you have to put a whole container of But yeah, when I was cutting it out, it was so funny because like I cut the little strip and I was like, oh yeah, that looks good. And then it was probably like 2 inches from the bottom of the wall as I was going down, like a chunk, like Looney Tunes style, was just like, it just like fell off the wall. It was like cool. And then I realized,
sent me that picture. I was like, the hell?
Yeah. And then it was like loose, and so I was like, if I want to do this right, I need to take it off everywhere that it's like loose from the slat boards that are behind it. And so I did that. And then I still had some drywall left over from my office. So like I cut a piece that like roughly fit the giant hole I created and put it in there, and then, plastered over it. So, and then we plastered some more spots since then. So that's good. We also got a quote on new windows for our house, which is going to be huge. Yeah. Cause we have like single pane, like lead glass windows. No, like some of our windows are the kind of windows that are thicker at the bottom than they are at the top because the glass settles like over time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's how old glass used to be.
It's thicker on the bottom of the glass than the top?
So old glass was made lead glass is like, it starts off uniform when you first make it, but as it sits there, gravity actually like pulls part of it down. So it gets like thicker near the bottom than it is at the top. So we have some of that. Yeah. And they're just like old wooden windows. Like they don't open. They used to have counterweights in them that were like connected to a rope. So it's like when you pull down, the counterweights are supposed to drop. But the idiots who flipped our house like cut all of the counterweights and then just painted the window shut. So
what?
Before we could even use them when we moved in, we had to like take razor blades and like run them down the like edge of the window to even try to open them.
Like if the house is burning, that's fine.
Right. You just jump through the lead glass window. Now you have some lead poisoning and you're on fire, just old house stuff is all. That's all it is.
That's amazing.
But, yeah. So we got a quote on windows, and it was actually like, it's still pretty expensive, but it was way cheaper than I thought it was going to be. So we have, our house has like, so just to put this into perspective, this is like just the main story of our house.
Perspective, the Titanic sank in 1912.
I was going to say our house is older than the Titanic. Yeah, that's that is a fun fact I usually tell people. But so our what was I saying about the windows? Our house has a lot of windows. Yeah. So our house has a ton of windows. We didn't even get a quote on all of them. And we only did the main level of our house, and it's 20 windows. And that doesn't count our front porch, which has seven more windows in it. And we have like a upstairs like sunroom that has 6 windows around it. And then we have 4 or 5 more windows in our laundry room. So it's like we have like 35 or 36 windows total in our house.
4 or 5 windows in your laundry room?
Yeah, so our laundry room is like a hallway kind of. It connects like from our garage, which again, our house was built in 1910. So our garage is very clearly an old carriage house because like I don't think cars were like popular around the time our house was built. So it's like it has like it's a little carriage house, and then it's like a hallway that's built from the garage over to the main part of the house, and that's where they put the plumbing for the laundry room. But there's like 3 or 4 windows that are along that. Are you Googling it right now?
Hold on. The Model T was introduced. The Model T was introduced October 1st, 1908.
Right.
After development began in 1907.
When this house was built, people were probably talking about cars like we talk about AI. Like, this is going to ruin the world. How are these fancy automobiles going to work, you know?
oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's incredible.
But yeah, so again, just to put it into perspective, we only did the main level and it was 20 windows, which is an absurd amount of windows, I feel like. And then we got our back door quoted as well. But I'm real excited for that because it'll be nice to have usable windows for one.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, even on days when it's not hot outside, we have to run the air because we can't open windows enough to like let fresh air into the house. You know, we have like 3 or 4 windows that open.
I sent a picture of your ancestor's car that would have parked at your house in our Discord so that we could add to the post.
Yeah, I have a friend named Jim who collects. He like is a Model T like dealer. Man. I think I sent you pictures of that when we took a ride in his old car. That was like a newer one. I did a couple of weeks ago when we went. It's in our thread somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
To put your
that's so
windows
funny.
in perspective, I just counted in my head how many I have, and I have 22 total.
Yeah, total. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And our house is not like gigantic by any means. Like
I'll need to show a picture of my laundry room. It's the size of a postage stamp. It's so absurdly small. And when we were building our house, I was like, I don't think I need it. I mean, I could.
Dryer.
Oh, yes. Sure. Yeah.
And I'm a short person, and to reach the cabinetry above my washer and dryer makes me want to commit arson because they're very like shallow, and so they're not super close within reach, and so I have to go on my tippy toes, and I cannot reach over the stoop. It makes me so angry. So the fact that you said you have 4 or 5 windows in it, I have a very small window in my washer or my laundry room.
Sure.
It's probably this wide.
To look through my washer to see the window. Yeah,
this
right.
Tall. Yeah.
It's in my washer.
That's the window. And I sometimes get soaking wet when I open it.
But our laundry room's like not just a laundry room because it's like that hallway. So it's just like a space that they repurposed as the laundry room.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. But yeah, so that's the other thing. We got the quote on the windows, and then we paid for them this past week, which was one of those like gut wrenching like moments. But it's good. We talked about finances a couple weeks ago, and I think this plays into it. It's like it was a good financial decision. So we like the value of our home has increased like by a good amount. It's almost doubled since we've lived here, which is pretty cool. So,
that's awesome.
And we've paid down like more of our mortgage because we did like accelerated payments for a little bit on the house. So, sorry, what? Something just flew into my mouth. Okay. There it is.
No!
I thought it got out, and then I felt it crawling on the top of my mouth. I did not like that. I don't like it.
Fox, no.
All right. That's the episode. But I don't remember what I was saying. That really distracted me. Thank you.
You get a trophy.
Oh, gosh.
Oh man.
Oh God.
What was I saying?
You were saying financial.
Oh, right. Yeah, because we talked about some financial stuff a couple weeks ago. So we used a HELOC to pay for it, but we also used it to like finish paying off our camper.
Oh, cool.
And then we're going to get the windows as well. But the payment for the HELOC is the same as what the camper payment was.
Mm-hmm.
Only we added some equity to the house. We have new windows, and the camper's paid off. So it's like,
well, it's like consolidating your
debt, kind of all into the house. And
cool.
And we're at a point where it's like if we sold the house, we'd still come out like way ahead just because of like how much the value is of the property is increased. So it was like
HELOCs are cool. They're very helpful, and it's something that I didn't understand when we first built our house. I was like, I don't really know what that means.
Yeah.
We've used ours occasionally as well for like house projects too. I do think you run the risk if you rely on it for like
just
bills,
everyday expenses and
bills.
bills.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
But if it's intended for the purpose of like simplifying, if you like you said 2 payments into one that has a better rate and or doing things around the house, like I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and we're paying the same amount that we were for just like the one camper payment, and you guys are probably going to puke when I say this, but like the HELOC and our mortgage combined is still less than $1,100. So it's like it's like, yeah, that seems like a no-brainer to do, because
it's insane.
It's Midwest living, it's like our house was built in 1910. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about what's going on. I'm trying to think if there's any other house stuff we were working on. I think that's pretty much it. Like we might do some yard work this fall. I almost have our patio finished from like last April that I started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like the bricks are all down and we got some poles that I put up, and then we'd like strung lights from the garage like around the patio. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll have to take pictures of it once it's completely cleaned up. I still need to power wash the bricks and stuff back off, but yeah, it's like
it's awesome.
A lot better than it was, because it was like just like a weed patch because all the weeds that had grown up between the bricks and stuff. But that's kind of how projects go with kids, though. You start them, you're really motivated, and then it's like a year later and you're like, oh, I should finish that. It's like
also like how I feel like, I don't know, my ADD brain is like, if I go to clean out my closet and like organize stuff, I'll get hyper motivated and I'll take everything out and I'm tearing through stuff and I'm sorting through things like the donate versus keep versus throw away or whatever piles. And then halfway through it, I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted. I don't think I can do this anymore. And then I leave it and it sits in pure chaos for like
put it all back
days.
In the closet.
Just shove it into one big pile. So I think outside projects especially are permitted to take more than a day or two.
Yeah, for sure.
You should stop eating the bugs in your office.
I think that was a part of it. Yeah, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Oh man. Also good on you for learning how to, or at least trial and erroring how to patch a hole, because that's like a life skill that no one teaches you. That's something you have to figure out. I guess you don't have to, but being able to try and fail and then succeed and work on it yourself, I feel like it's such a makes you really proud. I was gonna say pride-inducing moment, but that doesn't really seem like a normal sentence to say. But it's a cool thing to be proud of, that you solved that yourself. And obviously it's still not like completed to where you want it to be, but it still is a project that you're in limbo with. And I think that's really cool. I think that's one of my favorite things is as you're a kid, it's like, what do you want to be? It's like anything when you grow up, you want to be anything. And then as an adult, you kind of, I think the world and your own lens kind of naturally narrows, and you don't really think outside of that until you're, presented a situation like becoming a new homeowner for Cassie or having a hole in the wall for you. It's like, I could probably
figure
try
this out. Yeah.
And like trial and error and like, oh, it's not even that bad. And you don't need to hire somebody to come and patch the holes, or you don't need to hire somebody to like help do sprinklers and stuff, even though he lives next door. But still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. That reminded me of the other thing that we're gonna work on is we decided to refinish the hardwood floors instead of get new laminate flooring. So that's something we're going to work on in the near future. That was partially because the flooring was like, our rooms are bigger than I thought they were. And so like I measured them, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to pay $1,000 for a floor. So let's just sand up this nice one that we have, that just needs a little retouching. So
plus I think it's better to keep the bones of something,
a little bit of the
old.
charm. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Very cool. My recent stuff has not been exactly glamorous or super fun, but the last week or so I was with my mom. She had some pretty intense back pain that started. Oh, hi. Good morning. Henry just woke up.
Yeah. Hi. It's like, hey, what are we doing?
He's so tired. I don't know if you guys can see his like sleepy blinks. Oh, he's a big shake.
That's a big shake.
My mom had some pretty intense back pain in March or so, March. And went to the ER, and then they did some scans. Anyway, she finally had another scan done, and they found a tumor in her spinal canal. So she had that removed. We still don't know if it's cancerous or not. We won't find out we should find out this week. But it's a pretty gnarly surgery. It's called a laminoplasty, if anybody wants to Google. They go in, it's like I think that the mass was at T4. If you're looking at your spinal like vertebrae, was at T4. They went above at T2 and cut all the way down to T5. So her incision is like, I don't know, hang on, probably this long. It's 6 inches, 7 inches, something like that. But they cut through the muscle. They had to cut through the muscle, and then they made her vertebrae that had where the thing was, they kind of turned it into a little convertible. They put a hinge and screws on it to remove the mass, and they said it was all encased, or encapsulated, so it didn't have any issues into her nerves, because obviously in your spinal canal there's a lot of nerves and a lot of important things. So they were able to get that out, and they feel pretty confident that they got it all. And so I was with her. I took her to the surgery, and she was in neurology ICU, and it was every hour they'd come in and have her do these tests where they'd have her push up on their hands and push down, and touch her nose, and then touch their hand and touch her nose and their hand, and all these different things to make sure that she didn't lose any sensation in her limbs. Exactly, Cassie, you're not drunk. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, goodbye, honey. No, you're just perfect. Oh my gosh, look at my little snack. Where are you going? I'm looking for a mouse. I know I have a note to feed Asteroid. I'll feed you after this. Wait. So yeah, I was with her. They didn't let me sleep in the ICU for some reason. So I didn't get to stay that first night with her, but then I went back for the next few nights in the hospital, and slept like an absolute joke. The bed is plastic, and obviously they have to wipe everything down. And I'm not a very light sleeper, but, just, it was hot, and then they were coming in a bunch, and I was getting up to help my mom a bunch. So I was very, very tired by the time we then got back to her house. But surgery like that, I feel like, is partially a mental battle, because you lose so much independence and mobility. My mom is so capable and so independent. She's 72 and very, very good at just being on her own. My dad passed away 4 years ago, and prior to that, he was sick for years. And so my mom was really the caretaker for him. And so she got very accustomed to doing a lot of the things for herself. Or she'd have my dad obviously there to help with certain things, but the physical burden of things was a lot on her. And she, prior to all of this, was still running. She and I do a run every year, a little 5K, but cat butt. But she, it's been hard, I think, for her mentally to not be able to just go up her stairs without one of her children being with her, or being able to shower independently. Those are like the smallest things that I take for granted. Or even bending down if you drop something. Like, she's not allowed to do that for like a month. But it's her recovery is going better. I was out of town this weekend, so I kind of passed the proverbial torch to my siblings to be like, here you go, guys. I can't help mom. I'm out of town. We're going on a cruise to Alaska on Saturday, and my kids' passports needed to be renewed. Fun fact, you have to go in person to a passport agency if you are within 2 weeks of your travel date, and they'll print it same day if you're out of state, which is really nice. So I did get it all that day.
A pain in the butt, but super nice at the same time.
Yeah. And I think it was just more like the unknown. I just didn't know if we would have, if we'd get him that same day. And so we drove, and that's like an 8-hour drive from Utah to Colorado. And my youngest left her iPad at the hotel, unfortunately. And they found it and they put it in the locked manager's office, which was great. But the manager was gone until the next day, and we were already leaving. So they were like, we can mail it to you. And so fingers crossed that we get it by Friday. Otherwise, the airplane is going to be a very long airplane ride. And yeah, might not get to us, but I really hope it will. They said they sent it, so we'll see. But yeah, that's been kind of my update. And then trying to pack, but I feel like it's one of those things where I have so many things to do that I don't know where to start, and so I then instead play Hunt or Blueprints, and it's good choices. So
yep.
But yeah, that's kind of the little life update for all of us. Cassie had a birthday recently. Whoop, whoop. And
I'm actually as old as you guys now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the elder years.
Welcome to old age.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
And Cassie and I
upper 30s officially, not mid. Now I think now we're in the upper.
Yeah.
I don't really like that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say no to that.
Yeah.
But
Men have a shorter life expectancy than women, so I'm actually at my midlife crisis right now, I think. So
literally.
That's okay. Just go buy a Harley, wear your little hat, you'll be good to go.
How come he can get a motorcycle?
Oh, yeah. You're not allowed to, Cassie. I already told you. Sorry.
Oh.
She cares about you more. Yeah. That's all that means.
Well. No. She has a young child who needs her, and you don't have any young children.
Yeah, no, I don't have any. 0 young children or a wife. Yeah.
Same age.
All right, hey, we're going to call it quits.
Right, going to get my Harley. Guys. I'll see you guys.
Get my Harley. See you later.
Oh my gosh. No. Neither of you.
I can't now. I'm going to do it.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah. I won't get a Harley because I would certainly crash and die. So just I'm accident prone. A Harley is not something I need to be riding, you know.
Yeah. What? I don't like that either. No. Okay, back to my little tangent.
Yeah, sorry.
I got to hang out with Cassie on her birthday and decided to go to a little indoor playground, like a little trampoline / like jungle gym place. So I had my youngest with Cassie and her daughter, and my little girl is 9, and so there's a little bit of an age gap, but she's so sweet, and she always is just like easygoing with anybody and everybody. And there was an interesting so cute. There was an interesting shift. So initially they were just running around, no other kids. It was like a ghost town when we got there. It was like nobody. And then after about a half an hour, maybe hour, then like a flood of people showed up. And one of them was a little girl who looked a little bit older than my daughter and was definitely rough. Like, she was like jumping off of stuff where she was not supposed to be, like in the littler kids section that my daughter was with Cassie's. And so then they moved over to a different area, and it's kind of this like Tarzan rope swing that you're not like jumping off of anything, but it's intended to like use to climb up, to go up this like little volcano. And this little girl was taking it and running with it, kind of like Tarzan, like swinging with it as she ran along the side of the volcano. And Cassie and I watched this happening of like, oh, she's getting really close to our daughters, getting really close. And
she's kind of being a jerk though, like, because there was so much space on this contraption to like swing from, but she wanted to swing from like one end of the side, like one end to the other, and it was very long.
Oh yeah.
And our daughters were both like climbing up it, not to the top, like a little less than halfway, and then would like
then sliding.
And they
just
cute. Did that back and forth at least 50 times. But this little girl, it's like, oh my gosh. Anyways, so she swung, and Mandy's daughter was already down, and my child was like on her way, or I think she was still climbing. And this little girl was like, get out of my way, get out of my way. And my child is 3, and this other girl was like on the complete other side than my child, and she ended up like stepping on Bryce's hand, like not paying attention. Could have been bad, because it could have been like a heel to the face or whatever. But yeah, Bryce started crying, and Mandy gave this little girl quite the stare. I'm just gonna say stare.
Okay.
Say that.
And this little girl took off.
Oh, she was gone. Well, and as she was swinging around towards Bryce, you were like, look out, you're gonna hit her. Like, you called that out. And then she still didn't stop and stepped on Bryce's hand. And Bryce's hand was like kind of like this on the, like, there was like a little handhold thingy. Trying to
Sure, yeah.
And so she just, it's the weight of like some 10-year-old kid stomping on her hand, you know? And of course it was scary. And oh man, little punk. I was like, you just stepped on her. I was so pissed. So I went over and I got an ice. It was a glove of ice that they have just in case someone hurts their hand, like gets hurt. And
like a doctor's rubber glove.
Yeah.
Like full of water, but it was
but
ice.
Frozen. And Bryce is so sweet. She was like trying to be so brave. You could see that she was like trying to like lock in, even though it hurt, but she was like, just, still only 3, just still hurting.
I was like, can you bend it? And she's like, it was these fingers. And she was like, no.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. But it definitely kind of shook her confidence, I think, the rest of the playtime. She was really hesitant. And my daughter, they have these like big foam square things that you're supposed to keep in a certain area. And they made an announcement. And my daughter hears this, starts picking up the cubes and looks around and is like, hey, you're supposed to put these back in there. And starts like bossing over other kids to like put them away. But none of them listened because they're, kids. And so my daughter just says like a little armful of these things and just tossing them where they need to be. And
and if she like dropped anything, like if a kid dropped a foam block or anything that was needed to be in a different area, she would pick it up and they would immediately drop it, and she would swipe it and put it back.
That's so good.
So funny. So funny. But Bryce definitely lost her confidence after that. So she was just like hesitant to go down slides, hesitant to get into play, and then like towards the end she finally started getting it back and would like start climbing up the volcano again. And then before she was like sliding down on her belly, so she would like climb up and then just like fall and then just slide down
on purpose.
But then she figured out how to like slide down on her bum and stuff. But
it was very cute.
Yeah,
but that was like the start of the conversation that I wanted to see. Parenting in public can sometimes be like so uncomfortable because you never know how another person, another adult is going to take your criticism or your commentary about like, hey, don't let your kid hit my kid or whatever. It's like some people are really intense too, and you're like, my kid's just existing over here, you know, like they're not doing anything wrong. Or you have the parents who are on their phones and they're totally oblivious. Like that little girl, we never saw her parents anywhere. The whole time. And you know, Cassie and I are sitting in there.
Other parents were getting frustrated with this little girl too. Like she was climbing, you know, at one point she was like
on top of the slide.
Top of a slide, like in an restricted section, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Everybody, like all the other parents are looking around like, the heck? And
where's the parent? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something that I feel like is really one of the reasons why I don't enjoy going out with my children in public is a lot of that, like going to an aquarium or the zoo. Especially, I despise going to the Hogle Zoo. The Utah Zoo is called the Hogle Zoo. There's just a lot of humanity, and a lot of parents are not very good parents. And so my question to you is, how do you traditionally handle conflicts like that, or a situation, or do you guys have situations like that happen where you have to be like, man, this little kid is such a punk? Like, I don't know if that ever happens to you guys apart from Cassie's experience with the place.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those instances with Oliver. Because he's a very like,
where you're going with this.
Do you? Have I told you a story before? I don't remember which one I've told you, but he's very timid. So it's like sometimes hard to get him to do things in the first place. And then if people make him feel bad about himself, he just like shuts down. So he's had a couple of instances of things like he used to go to a school here in town that was like a private school. And a couple of the older boys there were like teaching him inappropriate things with a banana, which I think I've maybe mentioned this to you guys before, but it's like, that's all you have to say. And you guys are probably like, oh, they were probably making obscene gestures with the banana, pretending it was a wiener. You know, it's like, it's not rocket science, right? But one of the kids was like, it was a private school. So one of the kids was a teacher at the private school. And my wife was like volunteering at the school to help out at the time. And she saw it happening and she told the kids like, hey, that's not appropriate. Like there's, because they do lunch and all, it's like a K-8 school and there was only like 45 students total at it or whatever. So it was like, they all do lunch together. And so she was just saying like, if you're doing stuff like that, and Chelsea's the sweetest. So it's like, she didn't do it in like aggressive or mean way. She was just like, little eyes are watching you. You shouldn't be like pretending a banana is a wiener right now, like in this like lunchroom, like like please stop. You know, and like our kid being one of those kids, you know, and so that was really frustrating. And then like the teacher, one of the other teachers, saw it happen and described it as a big commotion. And they're like, oh yeah, Miss Chelsea was getting after your kid, and it's like it's like it was a misrepresentation right from the start of like how it was handled. And then the teacher was like, oh, well, let me just ask him some questions. And they're like, blah, blah, blah. Did you do this? And he was like, no, I don't know what you mean. Like, what would I be doing with a banana? You know, like, I don't even know what that means. Like, why would I be doing that? And her mom's like, well, I know my son and he wouldn't be doing something like that, you know, in the lunchroom. And Chelsea just felt very attacked and singled out because it was like, she like witnessed it and she like did the right thing, was just like, hey, stop it. Little eyes are watching you. And thought it was going to be a no brainer that everybody else would be like, hey, please don't do that. You know, like it's an excuse. But instead, the parent took offense to, you know, Chelsea talking about that with her kid. And then it became this whole big deal, and it's like Chelsea ended up not volunteering anymore because it's like, I'm not doing this. You know?
You don't want to put yourself in that situation where you're going to feel like garbage about trying to do the right
it's
thing.
Like, you know, you're being talked about like by the people when you're not in the room and that kind of stuff. And it was just like, ugh. So I don't blame her for not, but like, you know, it's like, we didn't want Oliver seeing that. It's like, that's why we sent him to a private school, because it's supposed to be better than the public school, you know?
And
it
you're
was
also like, should I have not said anything? Because if you didn't say anything, then obviously Chelsea wouldn't have felt like isolated, but then you know that there's going to be more that's happening if you don't say something. So it's like,
well, And that was the writing on the wall for us at that school, is like, okay, if they're handling a simple thing like this in this way, like what? And there were other big things that came up that were like, okay, we don't want our child going to school here. And so we ended up not sending him back, and we homeschool now. But so yeah, that was one where it was just like, yeah, you know, just like you said, parenting, it's like in public like that is so difficult, because it's like she's trying to defend our kid and keep his innocence, because at the time he was 5. Like, he doesn't need to be pretending a banana's a wiener. Like, you know, it's just
that's definitely a 6-year-old activity.
Yeah, right. Yeah, not until you're at least 5.5, man. Like, what do you?
Exactly.
And then Lucy has had a couple of instances. I'm trying to remember a couple of them, because she's also like the sweetest. Yeah, so I think my daughter and your daughter are like kindred spirits. They're very like similar. Like, they have the same type of like demeanor from like what you explained, where she's just like the sweetest little girl, and she just wants to get along with everybody. And I can't think of like specific instances, but I know there have been a couple of times where she's got her feelings hurt by just like, she doesn't understand why someone's being, you know, mean to her, or like, you know, like that kid's like not sharing, or he called me a name, you know, and she takes it like, it like hurts her deeply. And it, as a dad, it's like, who was it? You know, I'm going to go hang him.
The torches were ready.
I'm going to stand on top of the monkey bars and hold him straight out. Like, you apologize right now, mister, you know.
Yes.
So it's, I don't know. I can't remember specific instances, but it was like at the park, you know, and it's like, oh, well, which, you know, little boy was it? Or like, which little kid was it? You know, and they're usually gone by the time they get to us or whatever. But it's like,
it's so frustrating. I feel like that's the hardest part about parenting, is that when your kids leave the home, or when they interact with other people that you don't have impact on raising, and they're little buttholes, or the teachers don't see it, or like you just can't be present for all the things. And man, you just do your best to try to protect your kids from the harsh realities of the world, is that like everyone's not for them, and they're not for everyone, you know. And it's this tough thing of like, as sweet as your kids may be, there's still going to be someone who sees them and wants to pick on them, or pick them apart, or doesn't want to include them, or like just kind of mean, you know? And ultimately, I feel like a lot of it stems from the parents themselves and the type of attention that they give their kids. Until probably the last 6 months, I don't think I would be the kind of person to be very forward and say anything. But now I don't really have an issue with saying something, as uncomfy as it is. But to stand up for your kids, I feel like not only shows your kids directly that like you will step up for them and you will defend them, but I think it also teaches them in that example that I can stand up for myself too, or I can stand up for other people. My oldest, when she was in, I think she was in 1st grade, but she had a kid in kindergarten who was kind of a punk to her. And at the time, she was obsessed with Wonder Woman. Had a little Wonder Woman bracelet, was just like, she would do her Wonder Woman stance, you know, dressed up as her for Halloween.
That's so cute.
It was the best. And she's like a great role model, you know, she doesn't like take any crap. She's super strong and very smart and a very good, you know, just great champion of women and people. And when she was in 1st grade, I'm pretty sure, because it was the same kid who was kind of a punk in kindergarten, started picking on a friend of hers at school. And I was like, well, hang on. What is he doing anything to you? Like, is he saying anything to you? And she said, well, no, he's not bothering me. And I'm like, okay, well, let's think about it. What did you do during that time? And she said, well, nothing. You know, I just didn't do anything. And I was like, okay, well, let's think about Wonder Woman, like latching on to that like big figure that she loves, you know? And I was like, what would Wonder Woman do if someone's being picked on in front of her? And she's like, she wouldn't let it happen. I'm like, right. So here's what you have to do. You have to stand with your hands on your hips, just like Wonder Woman. And you say, hey, insert this little boy's name. I don't like how you're talking to my friend. Don't talk to her like that. And so we practiced this little speech that she like got it down and she was ready. And that little boy left her friends alone. And the same kind of thing, she was over at a neighbor's house who had a little like sand pit that they were like playing in and stuff. And he took some sand and poured it all over her head, like just in her hair. And she has really fine hair. And I was giving her a bath and I was like, what is on your scalp? Like it was just stuck to her skin because it was just such fine sand.
Yeah.
And little kids are sweaty, you know, and it was like stuck to her head. I'm like, oh, this is going to take forever. And like I seriously had to like have her dip her head completely underwater, like just like the scalp, not like her face, and just like scrub. And it was just the whole bottom of the bathtub was just like sand. And so we practiced again this little routine of what she was going to say. And she went over to play at his house because he knocked on the door, asked her if she wanted to play. And she goes over there and she's like, before I come over, if you do it again, I'm going to go home. If you put sand in my hair, I'm going home. And he like never messed with her after that. And it just made me so proud of her. Like,
yeah, that's
good
awesome.
job. You know how to stand up for yourself and working on standing up for others.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I feel like it's kind of scary to stand up to other parents because sometimes they're kind of mean. They're kind of intense.
They are.
Did you have anything you wanted to share, Cass? You don't have to if you don't have anything. It's okay.
I don't really deal with that. I mean, Bryce has gotten definitely hurt, like just like that, and I've done the same thing where I've yelled. Not meanly at
don't really yell,
but been like, hello, don't do that. But I did have, like,
call him out.
Listening to you guys talk about like parents being dicks or parents not being present. Speaking of the Hogle Zoo, we were at the playground at the Hogle Zoo, and there's a slide there that kids were like shooting out of it. And there was a little kid that shot out of there and didn't like land on his feet. He landed on his back, like full on, just like out and back, and was screaming. And I was standing right there, and I like went over to him, picked him up, and was like holding him as he's screaming, and no parent to be found. And I held him for probably like 5 minutes before I found a parent. What?
Was he young?
Yeah, he was like maybe 3 or 4. Like, yeah.
I'd lose my mind.
Yeah. So it's just like stuff like that you're like
just unaware.
Yeah, where are you? Like, what? You know, and you and I sat in the play place area for a long time, and were there moments that we couldn't see them? But I think we were very aware of where they were. It was like,
they're like climbing around above
like,
us.
Oh, they're over here. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they're over here. Or we could hear them talking, or like I feel like you and I were super aware of, even though we couldn't see them, we definitely knew where they were at all times. And
that's just kind of how,
even though we were having like adult conversations and just like shooting the shit, like we were still very aware of both of our children. So
and I think that's, at least for me, when I'm out in public, that's also something that I get kind of anxious about, is like not being able to see my kids if they get hurt and I'm not there to see it, or if my kids get kidnapped. I don't know, like I get like really stressed about especially my youngest. She sometimes does not welcome back.
Thank you.
Sometimes my fear is that like she's gonna go home with the wrong person because she's just very nice and trusting. And so we have like my dad came up with this when I was a little kid, that there's like a family password that if my parents were like unable to come and get us from school and some random person wanted to pick us up and take us home, my dad always had like this little like code of like, okay, you ask them for the password and what's the family password, and if they didn't know the password, that's not a safe person to go home with. And so I've kind of elaborated on that with my kids, and it's mostly like if I'm with them or I'm dropping them off somewhere, I'm like, hey, who do you go home with? And they're like, you. I'm like, who do you go into a bathroom with? And it's like, no one. I'm like, okay, good. Like, that's not what we do. You are independent now, and you know who to go home with. Like it's like something, I like, a little mantra that I just kind of repeat every time. And it's probably mostly for me, but it's also like, please don't go home with the wrong person.
No, I think that's really good.
I think that's super smart.
We taught our kids. The password thing is really smart. We might have to start doing that, because like Winston is similar. You guys know the story, but like he loves riding his balance bike. And one time we were getting ready for a wedding, like Chelsea was getting dressed and I was gathering my camera equipment because I was photographing the wedding. And so I went down to my office literally for like 5 minutes because Winston was like, can we go on a bike ride? And I was like, we can't right now, buddy, because we're getting ready for the wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like, just keep watching Bluey or, whatever they were watching. And I came downstairs to grab my camera equipment, went back upstairs, and I was like, I thought he just like wasn't in the living room anymore. So I went to the bedroom where Chelsea had gone to like start, getting her dress on and stuff. And I opened the door and I was like, is Winston here? And she's like, no, I thought he was with you.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh no. And so I like ran outside and I like looked down both ways of the street and like, he's like 4 blocks down on his balance bike, just flying. And there's like a police officer running behind him. And it was just like, I was like, oh no. And so
he's
like
evading police pursuit.
So like I ran up to ran down there as fast as I could. And I was like, Winston, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going on a bike ride, And,
oh my
gosh. He had found like some random guy who was like, asked him what he was doing, and he's like, he told me he was going on a bike ride, And then the guy was like, he was like 2 at the time. He's like, he can't be out here by himself. So the guy stayed with him. Luckily, it was like a nice person,
not a creepy guy.
And then he found a police officer, and the police officer was just like running down the street behind him. And
oh my gosh!
But it all happened so fast, And so, and the police officer was very nice, but he was just he had to get all of our information, and it was like stressful, because he was like, I have to file a report now because it's like he's out here by himself and he shouldn't be. And I was like, I totally understand. Like that's you got to do your job. And
well, but nothing bad comes of that. Like nothing,
right? No, nothing.
There's no ramifications. It's just like, hey, if this little kid keeps running amok, we're gonna book him.
We did have to talk to we did have to talk to DCSF. Like they had to come over and make sure that like. It was a safe environment.
Gone all the time.
And so she got there and, we talked and she was like, she's like, this is going to be an unfounded claim. She's like, but we have to file it or whatever. And I was like, that's, you guys are just doing your jobs. Like we totally understand. So, but what we've done with the kids, even before that was like, we taught them like our full names and like Winston doesn't remember the phone numbers yet, but like Oliver and Lucy do. So it's like, if you ever get lost, and someone, you can tell them like, this is my parents, here are their phone numbers, can you call them, that sort of thing. But I like the password thing. Like that's something that we should, I think I'm going to talk to Chelsea about doing. Cause like,
it helps me like,
just gives you a peace of mind probably.
And then with my oldest, she has a cell phone and we have a little code. I may have said this already before, but if she doesn't really want to do something, then she'll send a certain emoji. And so it's like, hey, can I stay for dinner? And then that emoji, I know I get to be the bad guy. And I'll say, sorry, babe, you got to come home and help me with laundry. Or, oh, I was going to go to the store. I need you to stay home with your siblings. Like, I immediately tell her, like, the answer's no. And then we talk after. She's like, yeah, it looked really gross. Or like, no, I have a lot of homework to do or whatever. It's like, it's something that helps her not have to have that like uncomfiness. Obviously, you guys are quite there with like texting and stuff. But
no, that is super smart.
If she does anything to take after her mom, she will also be the kid going down the street 4 blocks away.
Yes, she will.
Yes, Winston, and he goes so fast on that he like flies. Like it's absurd, like how fast he goes.
Those things are so funny.
They are, Oh man.
That. Well, the last aspect of the night, the podcast, we wanted to talk about voiping in games and kind of how it's evolved. Voiping, I think for a very long time, at least as a female gamer, has had a lot of very negative connotations, a lot of pretty mean and yucky and pretty toxic, bad things. I mean, I even just had something yesterday where
a couple of things yesterday.
And I had to like immediately mute the game or the audio from the team because it was just awful. I will say I don't believe that is a very common thing that happens in Hunt Showdown. Today I was playing solos and I traded. Like it was a wild trade that he had a crazy shot, I had a very fortunate shot, and we both died, and we both were solos, and we self-resed like immediately. And I VoIPed immediately. I was like, "Are you solo?" And he's like, "Yeah, are you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, let's team up. Let's hang out." And he was so nice and like ran around the bayou with me. We were trying to get to the other bounty before they left, but they ended up leaving. And I was like, "Ah, you can have the other one that we had." But he was so nice. And I was streaming when this all happened, and he came into my chat and followed, and then he subscribed to my channel, and then he gifted 5 subs in my channel, just like out of nowhere.
Oh, that's so
so
nice.
kind.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, you did not need to do that. That was so sweet. So very stark contrast from like yucky players, but then I think the majority of people that I run into are very friendly and very nice. But VoIPing over the last couple years has kind of changed, with, and I think it kind of, my opinion is that it kind of started with Lethal Company. When Lethal Company came out, that was the first game that I could recall that used VoIP, and that was funny because of the VoIP. And the reason it was so funny is like the whole purpose of Lethal Company is you're looking for like stuff to take from this one planet to then bring it back and then sell it for a profit. And so you're in these like kind of derelict, like old places, and you're like rummaging for stuff. And so it's really dark, and you're kind of separated, and you have like talking in proximity. And maybe prox chat is what I'm more speaking towards than just VoIPing. But you'd hear someone screaming as they're running down the hall and be like, ah, as they go, as they fall, and there's like monsters chasing them or something. And it got crazy viral. Like everybody played it. It went like huge, and so many reels and stuff on TikTok too, that just was like all of that game. It was just so funny. And there's games like Repo that have that same aspect. And The Mound is the newest one that I just played the other night. And my feelings on that, I think, is maybe different from Ebox as just being a female. But I think that the prox chat kind of games are really fun because you have your friends and like you're with safe people. But in games like VoIPing is still really kind of intense for me sometimes. Like I get a little bit in my head about if I'm playing with randoms, like wanting to talk to them initially, I get like, oh, do I say something first or do they say something first? Like I still kind of hesitate before I say anything. But I think it's gotten less toxic over the years, maybe because people call each other out on being like, I don't know, stinkers. But what do you think, Ebox, coming from a guy's perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think the prox chat games are, like you said, it's very fun because it's like people typically. Like I still don't think I would go play something like Lethal Company or The Mound or what, because you can find games with those and you can play with randoms, but it's like that's not my cup of tea personally, because I just like chatting with my friends when I play games. Like my love of the game is not enough that I would want to play with randoms and like VoIP. It's like I love the games because of the people I play with a lot of the times, and so it's like whatever group of people that I'm hanging out with, it's like we could be playing whatever game and I'd be having a great time typically because it's the people I'm hanging out with, but in Hunt, it's like there was those toxic people yesterday. But then I've also had some like really fun interactions with folks too. Like a couple weeks ago when I was playing, there was that guy that like, he rolled up and I shot him and he's like, "Ow, that was mean." And I was like, "Oh, I'll shoot you with my kindness bullets next time then." And
that
was so funny.
We ran into him how many times? Like two other times
later in the day.
Like, hey,
yeah. But let's go do it. Yeah. Yep. And like they add you on Steam afterwards, and it's it's a fun time. And I had another interaction with another guy shortly after that. He was in like the saloon in DeSalle, and I shot at him, and he was like, at first it was like not an aggressive or mean VoIP, but he was just like, he's like, "Oh, you missed me," or something like that. And I just went, "Yeah, I know," like intentionally, like kind of sad sounding. And he's like, yeah, and he's like, "Oh man, I feel kind of bad now." And I was like, don't. I was like, I'm just using. I had to use the Lamat for a challenge. I was like, I don't use this gun, so I'm pretty bad with it or whatever, and he's like, "I'm doing the Lamat challenge too." And then he took a shot and headshot somebody, and he's like, "Oh, I got that guy." And and me and that guy were just like chatting while we were fighting the rest of the lobby the whole time. Every time,
man.
like he would hear a Lamat shot and someone would die, and he'd be like, "Ebox, is that you?" And he's like, "Good job, man." I was like, "It was, thank you."
Nice. Like,
and then
at
the yeah, and so, but it was funny because we were in like 2 separate engagements. Like he had a solo and a trio over by him, and then we had like a duo and a trio by us, and you know, we ended up winning our fight, and then they were still fighting, and I was like, "Hey, do you need help over there?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just an annoying solo or whatever," and then he finally killed him, and he was dead. And I was like, "Did you finish your fight now?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool." I was like, "Man, that was great. You can have the bounty, you know," because he was like, it was just chill. And I was like, "Yeah, good rest of your games, you know." And so it's a fun experience, like VoIPing. I think a lot of it just has to do with like your attitude when you go into a VoIP. Like some people, that's their attitude. They just want to be jerks, and like that's the whole thing, you know. Because I've had the flip side of that too. And I think you saw this happen when I was playing with Sean that one time. And we tried to leave with the bounty and Clash because like the people weren't pushing. They were just like shooting from a mile away. So we're like, let's get out of here, you know? So we like ran away, and then something happened and Sean said something, and then they were immediately like,
intense.
They're like, yeah, they call us names, and like they're like, "Oh, is leaving Clash when like there's still a fight going on, you bunch of pansies," or you know, whatever they said. And it's like, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry you're having a bad day." And the guy just like, you know, just like explode. And like,
and Sean said it in such a like such a
nice
way.
like sarcastic, nice sarcastic way. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry
it's
you're
just
having a bad day.
And it's just funny because it's like they were talking smack, and it's like, we left because of your play style. Like, I don't know what you want from us. And then they were also using like the meta loadout of Hunt Showdown. You know, they all had like the Dolch and Mosins and stuff. It's like, okay, you're talking trash to us about Clash, which is supposed to be the fun game mode.
Right.
You know, and you're over here with your clan tags, like farming your KD to look cool in front of your friends. Like,
didn't you say that yesterday when we were playing, and you were like, "Oh, they're really good gamers. They've got a clan tag."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh yeah, they're really good because they have a clan tag." Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because there are people in the Hunt Showdown community that's what they do. They go into Clash and they farm, so like their KD gets higher. So it like they look like better at the game or whatever. It's like, I just don't get that. Yeah, it's like, if you want to play a competitive game, go play CSGO or Valorant or Overwatch or something that has a comp mode, you know, like Hunt doesn't have that. So it's like, I'm having fun over here in my Wild West shootout game. Like, I don't like, why are you yelling at me for leaving with the bounty, which is the objective, you know? It's like,
right.
So,
and if they had pushed, it would have been a different situation too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't say anything or do anything until we tried to leave. So it's just one of those funny instances. But yeah, VoIP is good. I mean, we talked about this before with the toxicity episode, where it's like, I think my experience is probably much different than yours when you VoIP, because even yesterday, like there's so many times when you VoIP, it's immediately about you being a woman, which is not something you can control, you know? It's like,
right. And also, then as soon as my male teammate calls something out, they're like, "Oh, white knight."
Yeah,
it's like, no. Do you hate all women? Like, that's all that I'm hearing from.
Like, we're just talking about general decency, you know?
Right.
And then I do get a little spicy after that when they say things, but like,
and then the guy was like, "I don't know them. We're randoms. I'm so sorry. They don't speak for me." I was like, "Well,"
he's like, "I respect women."
Yeah, I respect women.
Yeah, it's very funny.
That was so funny.
It was, yeah. So yeah, I think it's fun to VoIP in games, but also like as a male, I obviously don't have your perspective of it, but like I totally understand your hesitance in wanting to talk, you know, after playing with you for the last like 2.5 years or whatever it's been. Where it's like, there's been so many times where you talk and it's immediately like, you're a 12-year-old boy, or you're an AI,
Every time. Oh my gosh.
Or so you gonna go on a date with me? You know, just like weird, like just because you're a girl, or make me a sandwich. That guy, that was so frustrating. That little whole interaction, you know, 'cause he's like, you can't take a joke. It's like, what's your joke? Like, that's just sexist. Like, yeah.
Like, I should start a bingo of like, or like a tic-tac-toe event of like,
you really
toxicity.
Could for your stream. Yeah. Like, what toxic female thing is going to be said, you know? Like,
oh, That would be a sad bingo, but it would be a funny bingo at the
That
same
would be
time.
a sad bingo. You could put some positive things on there too,
True.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a sticky note.
Yeah. Because it's not all like that one guy yesterday who made it a point to be like, I'm not with those guys. I respect women.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're on my team, but I was just randomly paired with them. Like, please don't associate me with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Cassie, you don't VoIP very much.
I probably would have shot both
Yeah.
of them, and then been like, I'm done.
Yeah, right.
They don't
Can
speak
I team
for
up
me.
with you guys?
Yeah.
Speak for me.
I speak for the trees.
I almost asked that in the middle of the fight. Like, you want to just come in and kill your teammate? Like, like you
so
be on our
good.
team.
Oh my gosh. Next time. We'll do that next time. Cassie, I know that you don't VoIP very much in games. But have you played any games that have proximity chat? I don't think. You played Faz with us.
Yeah. Just
Faz has proximity chat technically, but I don't feel like I like it very much.
Yeah.
I think I prefer Discord still.
I thought it was fun. I mean, I thought it was funny because learning Faz and walking around with Kristen.
I love her.
And she was just like, try this, do this. And you're like off doing your own little thing. And then we just start busting up laughing. So I have like the clip of just you and you're like, what is going on? And it's Kristen and I just dying in the background. And it was because I couldn't figure out how to put the mice in the cauldron. They would so it was just like a bowl, and then it was just like
dropped on the side.
Yeah. I was like, gosh dang it. That would have been such a funny clip. But
Oh man.
so it was just like, it's funny in that aspect when you're like, what is going on? Because you have no idea.
Yeah.
What the other person is
It was
experiencing.
so funny. Yeah.
I think we need to play what's it called? Repo together. I think you would like that game, Cassie. It's
Repo
very
is fun.
silly.
Yeah.
But it's got that like fun.
Was it Lethal What did we play? The other
We played
the
camera game.
Sorry.
Content
Yeah,
warning,
Content
yeah.
warning.
That game was
Yeah.
fun.
That was
That's
fun
also
too.
proximity. And so we were like, hello?
Yeah, right.
Where are you?
Oh my gosh,
And then
that
it
was
like,
when you were like dying on like from several grounds below. That game is actually pretty intense sometimes. Like
it is, yeah.
The
like
spinning
running,
head
you
dudes.
can, like, hear,
and they
Yeah.
like charge up. Oh my gosh, that one's such a funny
That's a fun
game.
I do have Repo, so we could play it sometime.
That would be fun.
Yeah, Repo's a good time.
Well, I think the general consensus is VoIPing scary, proximity chat funny.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Very
No, I
nice.
think that's good. Yeah, that's a good synopsis of it.
Learn
Yeah.
more VoIPing. I just don't even think about it because I'm way too focused on.
There's a lot. There's a lot that's
Yeah.
going
There's
on
a lot
for
going
sure.
on to VoIP.
Yeah.
I want
did-
to sometimes, but
Yeah,
I did that one time.
I was gonna say you did that one time when the people just like weren't moving. It's like, okay, you guys gonna play the game now? Like, is what you
So
said.
funny.
Yeah. Or you can just sit around your traps.
Yeah, because they just trapped everything and concertinaed everything and didn't
Uh-huh.
move. They were literally just holding still. It's
Yeah.
like, are you gonna play? Or are you just like,
Some people are too scared, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Well, I think that's the end of our evening here. Did you guys have any parenting wins or fails you wanted to talk about? I can kick us off if you guys would like to think. This is a story I've been waiting to share. That I gave a little tidbit in a message to you guys about what was happening. I was about to leave my house and was in my bathroom getting ready to leave, and my son came in to my bedroom with tears in his eyes, and he was really upset. And he's 11 for reference again. I don't know if I've said my kids' ages. And I was like, whoa, what's going on, buddy? And he's like, I can't find Snape. And Snape is his snake. We like snakes in this household. Obviously, I have a snake. I've got a snake pillow. My son has a pet snake that he's had since he was 3. And he's a black and white California king cobra, or not cobra, sorry,
gosh.
California king snake. Sorry, not a cobra.
Surprise.
That would be awesome. Those are super cool.
Story just got a lot more scary. A king cobra free in your house.
No, these ones kill other snakes
like
though.
spiders,
but... they have too many legs. Snakes have no legs. That's why they're great. California king snakes are actually... She is. I need to feed her a mouse. I know, I'm sorry. We keep talking. Turn yourself into a bridge and wait. So king snakes are cool. But he's a big old scaredy cat. And so for him to be missing, I was like, oh, what do you mean he's missing? And he said that he opened up his cage to feed him, and then he forgot to close it. And this is the first time this has ever happened. And he's had him like for 8 years, and he's never done this before. And so I go downstairs with him, and I go into like serious mode when crisis stuff like that happens. I get like very like calm and serious, and I'm like, I need my gloves and I need my phone. How long ago did you feed him? And he's like, I don't know, I don't remember. And I was like, all right, okay, well, was your door open or closed? He's like, it was closed. So I was like, okay. And he's like, do you think he slithered out? There's like a crack at the bottom. I'm like, no, I don't think so. So I start my investigation, and he had a bunch of clothes everywhere because we're packing to go out of town. And I'm looking, and he came in with my gloves, and I had put my gloves on. He's like, why do you want your gloves? I'm like, well, he's probably going to be a little scared. And if he's scared or feeling cornered, he may strike. And I don't want to be bit. It's not going to hurt. Like, it's not going to kill me. He's bit me before because he's a little scaredy cat, and he thought I was going to eat him or something. And he does a pretty painful bite. You know, he's kind of a thicker snake. And so I opened up the bottom drawer. I tried to move his dresser at first because that's where his cage was on. And it's a really heavy dresser, but it's a cheap IKEA dresser, but it's just very heavy. And so I was like, all right, I'm not going to move it, but I'll try to take the bottom drawer out so I can look underneath it, because they're typically hollow with then the drawers that go inside of it. And so I tried to pull the one drawer, but it's this like stupid track, not a normal track. So you couldn't like actually take the drawer out all the way. And so I did this like wedge move, and I was trying to take it out, and I was like, wow, whatever. And so then I closed that drawer, and I opened the one on the right, and there's Snape just chilling in the freaking drawer on his sweaters. And so I grabbed him because he started to immediately slither away, and I grabbed him. But with snakes, if you pull, you can kill them. You can like literally rip their insides apart.
Yeah.
And so I held him with my left hand, and I started just like chucking shirts and stuff out of the drawer, like trying to like unbury him as I'm holding on to him, and he's still trying to like slither away. And then I use my other hand to like kind of like lift and pull him out. And he's just like, what are you doing? I was fine in there. Oh my gosh. But it was, I made sure, like showed my son, like, he's okay. He's totally fine. And, you know, put him in his cage. And then I was like, oh man, no, he's all bummed out. He almost got away, you know, like made it a little lighter of a moment. And I gave him a big hug. And then I explained to my son, not the snake, a hug. But I explained to him like why I thought the way that I did. I was like, snakes are very secretive little creatures. They don't like to be out in the open because that's where hawks and predators can get to them. So when I saw your dresser, thought about your dresser being hollow, my first thought was he went in there to hide and to find a new place to lurk and look for like other little mice or things or whatever to eat. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, not that it's going to happen again, but if it happens again, that's probably where he goes, you know? So anyway, he gave me a big hug, and he was so grateful that I was there and that I knew what to do, and that I got him and everything. But it was quite the journey, quite the adventure, because I was like, good thing I was home, dude. And good thing you realized before it had been like even longer of a time. But yeah, that's my little parenting fail win.
Yeah.
About you, Ebox?
Yeah, I mean, I can go next. A couple of things happened in the last couple of weeks. So tonight, like we were talking about before we started the podcast, Oliver was having a real hard time with bedtime. My wife is at a sleep study with our daughter. And so I had to do bedtime with my oldest and my youngest son. Mm-hmm. And my oldest son just wasn't having it. He was like, didn't want to go to bed. And there's just like a series of like moving the goalposts, you know? So it's like, at first he wanted to like read a story. So we read a story, and then you know, I always sing a song called Sanctuary to him that like we learned at camp. So like that's been like the bedtime song that I've sang to the kids forever. And so we read the story, I sang the song, and then he was like, but I wanted you to snuggle me too. And was like, he didn't say anything about that beforehand as I was like trying to get out of the bed and leave, you know? So it's like, okay, all right, I can snuggle you for a few minutes. And so then we snuggled, and then I was like, okay, I'll be back and I'll check on you in 5 minutes. And he's like, well, can you just sit at the end of the bed? That's what mom does sometimes. She'll just like, she'll wait there, you know? And I was like, okay, I can sit at the end of the bed. So I sat at the end of the bed and I sang the song again. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go and I'll check on you in a few minutes. And then I was like, it's time to turn your light off, you know? So he turned the light off, and then he turned it back on, and then turned it off, and then turned it back on. And it was just like this back and forth. And I just finally lost it. Like I blew up, and I was like, it is bedtime. You need to go to sleep. You know, just like I have things I need to do, like downstairs, like, which I didn't get any of them done, unfortunately. Like, like I wanted to get
this done.
The kitchen cleaned, and kitchen clean and clean up the house for Chelsea. Like that's something I like to do when she's gone. Is like I want her to come home and not have anything to worry about. So it's just it was just like frustrating that I didn't get to that stuff for me. But I blew up at Oliver. I kind of yelled at him, and he got scared, and then I felt really bad, and then he was crying, and then I'm a big softie, so like I started like tearing up and crying because I scared him, and so that was the fail for sure, just like letting my anger get the best of me in that moment. But I'm pretty good about circling back and apologizing like after those moments. Like once I've cooled down, I'm just like, I'm sorry, like this is what made me blow up, and just kind of like talk through the points of like, you know, this is what you said, and then you changed to the goalpost, like you moved it to this, and then you moved it to this, and you moved it to this, and it was like, and I was like, and you know, you're still not sleeping, you know, like that's the like you just need to stay in your room, and I'll check on you, you know. And he just wasn't having it. So, but I think it's important to apologize to kids. I think I've said that before, and I'll say it again. Like they need to see adults apologize, because
you're not perfect.
You're not perfect,
and you're gonna get it wrong.
And if you're not taking accountability for stuff that you've done wrong, you're teaching your kids that they don't have to take accountability for when they do things wrong. So it's anytime I do something like that, it's like an apology. It happens shortly thereafter. It's like, do I absolutely need to control my anger better? Yes. I'm very sorry that I didn't in that moment. And, but then kind of explaining like what caused, you know, the issue. So
but
that
I do think we've talked about this off, you know, before we started too, is that I do think that those are big emotions that are really healthy to teach kids that you can be mad, and you can have boundaries, and you can draw lines, and you can be upset and explode, or be crying and really sad, whatever your big emotion is, and still love that person, and still be healthy in that, and be able to say and sit with it in a healthy way. I think it's if your kids never experience in a safe environment seeing someone upset, they don't know how to be safe with their own emotions.
Right.
And then they grow up and they don't ever voice concerns about anything ever. And then they figure out how to do it in therapy when they're 37. It's super fun. And you know, I think you're doing a great job, and Chelsea too, and Cassie and myself. I think we're all doing great jobs of trying to raise well-rounded, kind little humans who know that their parents are not perfect, and that it's completely okay to. I've said to my kids, like, hey, to my oldest mostly, but like, if something ever doesn't feel fair, like a punishment or whatever, if you get something taken away or you're in trouble for something, if it seems off the rails and totally unfair, please tell me, because I've also never parented a 13-year-old before. You're my guinea pig. I don't know what I'm doing more than you know what I'm doing. You know, like it's a guess. And I think that's something that I didn't really grow up with, that same level of like communication to that degree. I mean, I was a kid, youngest of 5, and it was the 80s and 90s. It was a wild time. But I said this to one of my friends the other day, is that like, your kids at some point transition from, your relationship with your kids transitions from parent to friend at some point. And when that happens, it's because your kids don't rely on you for anything anymore. And you're no longer the massive influence on their day-to-day decisions. They've moved out, they're married, they have kids of their own. And whatever involvement that they choose to give you of their life, you're really on a lot more equal footing. You're a lot more of equals than you ever were before. And I'm seeing that in my life with my mom and my siblings too. Even though I'm younger, um, it's it's been a really fun new friendship that I didn't have before. Of going to Disney World with my mom and sister, and like having those fun adventures where I'm like, oh, my mom's really fun. Like my parents are really fun people. And I think about that a lot as my kids get older, is like, what kind of friendship do I want to have with my kids? And I think that obviously I'm in a little stage ahead of you guys in terms of like friendship with kids and figuring out how that is going to look. But that's something that I keep in the back of my mind too, is a lot of like, I think that there needs to be a baseline of respect and love within whatever consequence or fun or anything. And it's okay to have all those healthy emotions and to explain them. So good job, you box. Crushed it. Even though you didn't feel like you crushed it, but you crushed it.
Yeah.
You are crushing it.
Crushed my own feelings, you know.
Stop it. What about you, Cassie?
I would say mine's a win, but it comes from you, Mandy.
From me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just so ever since Bryce has been around your youngest, it has like actually boosted her confidence in making friends.
Oh, that's
cute.
awesome.
So, obviously my birthday was on a Sunday, so she had to go to preschool the very next day. And she doesn't love preschool, but for whatever reason, she had like a different sense of self-confidence that morning, because I was like, well, was it, because she was like, I don't want to go to preschool. And I was like, well, why? Like, she's like, well, I don't want to make new friends. And I was like, but you just made a new friend yesterday. And I said, was that scary? And she said, no. And I was like, see, there are nice people out there. Not everyone's mean or whatever. She's dealing still with a little bully at school. And I talked about that too. And I said, like, look, you heard her say, things to other kids, and if they were being mean or if they weren't listening to the rules and stuff, and it's okay to tell other people that, or it's okay to say that you don't agree. Like, if a kid hits you first, you can hit second, parent. So, and I will stand by that.
That's what my dad taught me.
But she just has like she's just been more confident in going to preschool. So instead of like being worried and clinging to me at preschool, she like had me say my things that she now wants me, like my bedtime things she now wants me to say all the time. So I say them before preschool and before nap or whatever. And obviously at bedtime.
Cute.
And then we got to FaceTime with Mandy. And
I have to tell you, that was one of my highlights too, is that at Cassie's birthday hangout, the fact that Bryce was like, hey Mandy, look, I was like, oh my gosh, what do you need? Yes, like anything you want. And Cassie and I talk on the phone all the time, and anytime Cassie would be like, do you want to say hi to Mandy? She'd be like, no, like she always said no. And yesterday she said, yeah. And then she's like, well, I can't see her.
My phone from me.
Yes. And like, so we FaceTimed, and then she like takes Cassie's phone and goes up the stairs, and I was like, whoa, don't drop me. And she like stumbles. She's like, oh, I almost dropped you. So cute. And then she put the phone inside of the dollhouse and was like showing me the different little toys and stuff. Oh, it was the best. And then Cassie wasn't allowed into Bryce's room.
Allowed.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Like, okay. And then,
that was a win for me yesterday
so since
too.
then she was like, can we call them tonight? And I was like, oh, they're probably getting ready for bed. And then first thing this morning it was, can we call them? I was like, oh gosh, they're still sleeping.
we do sleep later than 7 a.m. most of the time.
Asleep last night, but I was like, I don't know, we're not gonna call them before you have to go to bed, because you are a chatty Cathy. And so yeah,
she's adorable.
message this morning about I'm gonna have to invest in some sort of device for Bryce.
Yes.
To call
FaceTime.
All her
That's
friends.
awesome.
Yeah, because now she's like, can we call my nephew? Can we call this person? I was
sure.
Like, can we call grandma? I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna know
that's
how to
when
call everybody, and I'm gonna
yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be so fun.
For not letting her play or go to grandma's house or whatever it may be. So, but yeah, so I just like loved that your daughter gave her so much confidence and like boosted all of that, and that it made her feel so comfortable that she was like, oh, I can make friends. Like, I just made friends with this person, and it was great, and I love her. And I was like, yeah.
That makes me so happy. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic.
So
I love
I'm glad
that.
they're best friends now.
Yes.
I don't know that your child knows yet, but they are best friends over here. So
she will know. They will be.
Two, and it's
your
daughter and my nephew. So you heard that on the phone, didn't you? On the
That's awesome.
I was like, oh my gosh, angel child. I love her. She's so cute. I've got our clip for our clip of the week. If we're ready, I'm running.
I missed every single one of my bows.
Got one.
Nice.
Another's at me.
Why did he fall?
Got it.
Nice, good work.
One more.
Oh, one more? Okay.
Oh. No, Clue's not mad. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Great kills. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. That was such a funny time because we were playing with Jay, and he was trying to use the bow, and he kept saying he missed all of his bows instead of like his arrow shots. And you and I were both like, I don't even know, doing whatever else. And
he's like fell? Yeah, if you watch that clip, like I'm cooking a frag bomb and I tried to round the corner to throw it where down below me where they were. And then you could see the arrow just like in the clip. I was like, oops, I fell. And then the frag bomb hit the thing right in front of me and almost killed me before I got around the corner. It's just so funny because like we play so well together, but there are often times where like you're running from like AI and screaming and panicking, and I'll be like, okay, everybody's dead. Or like that one, I'm like, oops, I fell, almost killed myself with a frag bomb, and you're just like slaying out over there.
Like... Oh my gosh. There's also a clip where you went insane and killed a bunch of people, and then you stepped on a bear trap at the end of it and died, and it was like so intense. And I can't remember who clipped it in my chat, but they were like, just E-Box doing E-Box things.
Yeah, right, yeah. I remember that.
Oh man.
I think I've always said that. It's like the duality of playing with me. It's like I do this really cool thing and then I fall off a cliff. Like that's just how I play the game. Like
it's perfect. It's perfect. Oh man. Well,
yeah,
that's why I love Hunt so much. You don't have to take it too seriously, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, Jay kept saying my bow's in that guy. I was like, what do you mean your bow's in that guy? I was so confused.
I know.
It's like, do you mean arrow? Like
I think I wasn't even listening until I replayed that clip. I didn't even like hear what he was saying because I was so focused because I was dumb and I almost died to dogs right before that. And so then as I rolled up, then Jay died and I didn't even hear what he was saying. I was just like on the hunt for the men.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize it started in that clip because he's like, I keep missing all my bows.
Yeah. It wasn't until I rewatched it. I was like, oh my gosh, he said it so many times.
He did. It was like for a solid minute and a half. And I was like, I don't know what I was like, how did he miss it? Like, where did he put it? Like, I don't know what he means by missing his bows.
It's like missing it. It's not there in his hand anymore. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
It's so good. Oh man. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for hanging out. If you made it this far, thank you for listening, for watching, for subscribing, for existing with us. You're doing better than you think you are. Your cat is adorable, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Goodbye. Howdy doody.
Yeah, the exit.